He's our University of California Namm 2020 Winter Namm, and we're here with Justin from, how do you pronounce it?
Well, we all say D'Angelico, which is, I find correct, but the real correct way to say D'Angelico is D'Angelico.
I love the D'Angelico. That sounds much better. Can we do that?
D'Angelico. You could say D'Angelico.
Okay, all right. So give us a bit of history of the company. Tell us where the company is now. Then we're going to go into your products here.
Great, let's do it. So D'Angelico, we actually, a lot of people see us as a modern guitar brand, which we are, but we actually have a long, great history. Something we're most proud about is John D'Angelico, who is D'Angelico himself. He started building guitars on the Lower East Side in New York in 1932, and he built until 1964, primarily hollow body guitars. And they've gone down as, some of the nicest, if not the nicest, archtop guitars ever. He built them in Little Italy and only made 1,164 pieces in his career. Very valuable today. And so we inherited the brand, and in addition to modernizing the company and kind of bringing in new flavors into the designs, we also, we want to honor John, and we want to honor our legacy as a brand and kind of bring that story to the masses.
So tell us about, bring us up to date. So these, you can't do a company anymore today where you make 1,100 pieces and that's it. You need to make a profit, and so the manufacturer is not in the United States anymore, is it?
Well, that's funny you say that. So most of our core production line stuff is made in Korea. We do a lot of parts with like Seymour Duncan. Pretty much all the pickups in these models are exclusively Seymour Duncan, as well as Grover hardware, Wilkinson tremolos, Jesscar frets, things like that. So we're kind of bringing the best that we can, but also getting the price as affordable as possible.
Yes. Now, when you say Korea, we need to note that the Korean guitar manufacturers are world class.
They're great, and we have experimented with a lot of different factories that we work with, fine-tuning the process, and we're really happy where we've gone it today. You'll see that the quality of the guitars have gotten better and better every year, and we're actually, this year, we're launching our USA custom shop. We actually don't have one of those guitars here right now, but if you come up to the booth, they're actually arriving later today, and you can come check those out.
It's funny you say the quality is getting better and better, because I think I first saw them a 3 years ago here at Namm. Is that right?
Yeah, well, we've actually been at Namm the last around 8 or 9 years.
Okay.
We've only had the footprint that we have today probably in the last 3 years.
Okay, but I thought they were good then. So I'm looking forward to what you have to show us here today. So what do we have here?
Totally. Well, starting traditionally, we'll start with here the EXL-1 Throwback Model. So the EXL-1 has been a classic D'Angelico shape. It's basically a derivative of the classic D'Angelico XL model that he worked with, in the 40s, 50s, and early 60s. But we wanted to do something different. That model's been around for a while. People still love it. But we wanted, for the D'Angelico nerds out there and the archtop lovers, we wanted to bring in some features that were really cool and different, and add more to the guitar. So here, the first thing that I see that I love here is the ebony pickguard. Something that on the standard EXL-1 has a tortoise pickguard. And that's really beautiful. We have these gorgeous modern F-holes. They're kind of like S-holes is what I would call them.
Which integrates the volume and tone.
Which integrates the volume and tone. Right. And then it also mounts this great floating Johnny Smith Seymour Duncan humbucker.
One of the stylistic things I've always loved is the stair step thing. This is a D'Angelico trademark, is it not?
The stair step is one of the most iconic D'Angelico trademarks that exist. It's something that it's critical that we bring into our designs, and the tail pieces that are on these guitars, I've actually sent them to luthiers who are doing restorations on original D'Angelicos today, and the quality of the tailpiece itself is right there. Thank you, appreciate that.
What do we have here?
This is great. So kind of fast forwarding maybe 70 years or so, we get to the Deluxe Bedford SH. This is something that's new for 2020. And it's funny, when you say, can we sustain a business only making 1,164 guitars? What's really cool about this model is there's actually only 50 of them made in the launch. 50 per finish. So we have this matte rose gold finish. We have a matte wine finish and a matte black finish. So the Deluxe series, a lot of what you see in the Deluxe series, as noted by the headstock, is limited edition stuff. It's this body shapes you love from the other series, but kind of more modern and more limited edition. So some of the immediate callouts on this guitar is this great, gorgeous F-hole window. This is kind of a thin line solid body, but the thin line nature of it has a little bit more real estate. This F-hole really kind of takes up a lot of real estate on the guitar, and therefore gives it a lot more body, which is really cool, and it really shows itself in the sound. You have these 3 pickups. You have 2 Seymour Duncan S52s in the neck and the middle position. Really warm, classic single coils made by Seymour Duncan. They're great. And then where you really get unique is as you kind of get over to positions 1 and 2, as you get to kind of bring in this vintage Seymour Duncan vintage mini humbucker. And it's a great tone. It gives you a lot to offer that maybe a lot of 3 pickup solid bodies don't have. A little bit more grit, a little bit more balls. We love it.
I must say that this is not traditional D'Angelico, but it somehow is correct aesthetically. Who does these designs? This is a very nice looking guitar.
Great. I mean, we all kind of take part in the designs. Our designs are most... Well, myself, actually, our VP of product development is right behind there, Ryan, and Ryan kind of has birthed a lot of these ideas and concepts to existence, and it's really cool. And as you pointed out, I mean, what's really important to us is that when you put it on the wall, you know, if you come by our showroom or come check out our booth, or even here on this table, it looks like a D'Angelico. It fits.
It's a very good achievement.
Thanks, I appreciate that. What about this one here? Yeah, lastly we have the Premier Mini DC. The Premier series is one of our more affordable series, if not our most affordable series, I should say. And this is a classic body shape. We've made the DC double cutaway model for many years now. It's a fan favorite for semi-hollow body lovers. And we kind of wanted to give you something that's more compact, you know, something that is really comfortable and, you know, and kind of feels more like a solid body when you're on stage, but has the qualities of a semi-hollow body that we all love. This is a beautiful champagne finish. We have a little bit of a smaller headstock shape, something that was really important to us, that the weight was right, the balance was right. When you had it standing up or sitting down, it wasn't too neck heavy, and it's beautiful.
And here's the stair stepping up here as well.
Yep, I mean, you'll see a lot of, every guitar we make, you see those kind of classic D'Angelico Art Deco aesthetics. And it's one of those things, like, even myself, having a few D'Angelicos myself, I sit with these guitars, and I'm always discovering new little details that I didn't see initially. And if you really dive into these guitars, that's what you get. When you get anything from the truss rod cover, the tuning pegs, the finial on the top of the headstock, the binding work, you know, every little detail kind of comes together to make an instrument that's really special and that we really love.
What kind of player should try out D'Angelico?
I would say, you know, our guitars are well equipped for any player today. I would say someone who really wants that kind of warm, classic sound, and they want an instrument with a story attached to it as well. I mean, so many people are drawn to our brand because of our history and because of the details. And sonically, you know, they have this beautiful, warm, kind of jazz tone that kind of came from the original D'Angelicos. And but so many artists, especially, you know, I work in artist relations that work with our guitars, they bring that warmth and they bring that classic sound into other styles, and we're seeing a lot of artists that are on the forefront of the guitar industry itself in terms of sonic innovation, really integrating our D'Angelico as well, and finding new ways to bring them into their own styles.
Whenever I see someone playing a D'Angelico guitar, it makes a statement beyond the music itself. It's the aesthetic. It's like I want to show you my own tastes in terms of how beautiful the instrument is, and not only sonically but visually. Wouldn't you say that's part of it?
Absolutely. I mean, you want to look good when you're playing guitar, and that's something I think a lot of people don't say as much as I think they're warranted to say. I mean, you know, these guitars aesthetically, they carry a story with them, and there's something that you know, speaking from my own experience, you know, people notice, and people really do, you know, love the instruments, both sonically and the unique way that they look, and the little details that really make these instruments special.
Now, most people might think that these instruments would be out of reach in terms of what they would cost. What do they cost?
Yeah, I mean the Premier Series, this mini DC here starts at $799. Super affordable. And then the Bedford SH here is around $1499, and then the EXL-1 gets up to $2,000. We're really kind of finding that sweet price point. $500 to $2,000. Guitars that could be on the stage with any other great boutique guitar, but at an affordable price. And we're really trying to get the most out of each guitar in terms of the quality and again the attention to detail, both aesthetically and in the components and the structural details as well.
Justin from D'Angelico, you have a beautiful product. Congratulations on it, and thank you for being on our program.
Thank you, and from now on, D'Angelico guitars. D'Angelico. I will work on it myself. Appreciate it.
All right. Namm 2020.